Dave, that group is getting angrier and uglier by the minute.
You know, Lisa, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
No, I mean, they're getting angrier.
Oh, well, what do you want me to do about it?
Well, somebody should talk to them.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Weirdness, go home! Weirdness, go home! Weirdness, go home!
Buddy, what's going to be the problem here?
We don't need your kind around here. Yeah! Weirdness, go home! Weirdness, go home! Weirdness, go home!
Before you guys go on anymore, I want you to meet Hey, Joe, can you come here? This is Joe Perkins. He runs Perkins Communications.
So what?
Well, he's the guy that decides to put the Weirdness Really Bad movie on PTV.
Then everyone get Joe! Yeah! Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe!
Dave, why did you do that?
Well, I just figured Joe's in good enough shape that he can keep ahead of the crowd for the 2 hours it'll take us to host this movie.
That figures.
Ms. Vanko, your prescription's ready.
Wow, that was really quick.
Well, we like to get you going as quick as possible. There you go.
Thanks. This must be that new prescription they're talking about on TV, is it?
Yes, it is.
Wow, look at that label. There must be 40 possible side effects on this bottle.
Well, they had to list 40.
Why, because of the law?
No, because that's all that would fit on the bottle.
Welcome back from our 1934 movie Sons of Steel, about a steel mill in honor of our visit to the Steel City, Youngstown.
And we're here at Lanterman's Mill at Mill Creek Metro Parks in Youngstown.
Historic Lanterman's Mill represents one of the pioneer industries that developed along Mill Creek and operates today as it did in the 1800s, grinding corn, wheat, and buckwheat.
Now, our male lead in today's film is Charles Sterrett. Now, while he was on the Dartmouth football team, he was hired to play a football as an extra in the 1926 film Quarterback. And this gave him his acting bug.
Well, Sterrett went from vaudeville to regional theater to Broadway until Paramount Studios beckoned in 1930, where he had fairly unremarkable roles, as in this film.
But in 1936, he signed with Columbia, and over the next 16 years, he would star in 115 westerns.
And in most of these westerns, his name was Steve something.
So, this mill is historic, is it?
You don't think this is historic?
Oh, yeah, it's historic, but it's not as historic as this.
It's a button.
It's a historic button.
No, a historic button would have a picture of Eisenhower and say, "I like Ike." That's a button.
And look, I was told that this button was carved out of stone by a local tribe of Indians that predates this mill, so this would be more historic than this mill.
Really? What tribe of Indians is that?
I think it's a tribe called the Kingsman Braves tribe.
See, the Kingsman Braves is a high school team.
A high school team of what?
A team of everything. The Braves is their mascot. Where did you get that button from anyway?
Look, I paid $20 for this from a guy who was standing at the park entrance, and actually he looked pretty historic himself.
I'll bet he did. But tell me this, Dave, what did Indians use buttons for?
Well, you know that Indians were here before they had Velcro, right?
I believe that they were, yes.
Well, they use these buttons to keep their feathers in their headband.
Let me see the button.
Historic button.
Let me see the historic button.
Okay, there you go.
Dave, this isn't made of stone, it's made of plastic.
How can you tell?
It has the recycling stamp on it.
Let me see that. Wow, recycling must have been around a whole lot longer than we all thought.
That must be it. Why don't we take a break, watch a sketch, and then get back to our 1934 movie, Sons of Steel.
Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe!
Oh. Wow. I wonder how they recycle stone anyway.
We'll be right back.
Yes?
Mr. Binkley.
Yeah, I'm Jay Binkley.
I'm Jay Bach. I called about an appointment.
Yeah, Jay, come on in, sit down. And welcome to the Weirdnessville Center for Gambling Problems.
Thank you.
So, what can I do for you today?
Well, you know, a couple of months back when the casino opened across town, that's when I realized I have a really bad gambling problem.
You know, Jay, here's the thing. Admitting that you have a problem is the first step to being cured.
Oh, I don't want to be cured of my addiction.
You don't? What are you doing here?
Well, this is the Center for Gambling Problems, right?
Right.
Well, I'm a bad gambler.
Okay.
Well, I was betting you guys could turn me into a good gambler.
Well, it looks like we're about to wrap up our 1934 movie, Sons of Steel, about a steel mill in honor of our visit to the Steel City, Youngstown, Ohio.
And we're here at Lanterman's Mill at Mill Creek Metro Parks in Youngstown. This is one of Mahoning County's most photographed landmarks.
And it's the second most historic thing around here.
The second most historic thing? What's the first?
The first is my historic button.
I thought you put that button away.
I did, it's right here. No, it's right. Where did I put
Anyway, last segue we talked about our male lead. In this segment, we're going to talk about our female lead, Polly Ann Young.
Now, Polly Ann Young was only featured in about 34 movies, and many of those she was left uncredited.
Probably her most notable role was in the Western The Man from Utah, in which she played John Wayne's leading lady.
And her last film was 1941's Invisible Ghost with Bela Lugosi.
Polly Ann Young was probably more notable for her family than her acting roles. She was sister to actors Loretta Young and Sally Blaine.
Now, she was also sister-in-law to actor Grant Withers and writer Norman Foster. She was also half-sister to Georgiana Young and half-sister-in-law to Ricardo Montalban.
She was mother to actress Betty Jane Royal and aunt to actors Robert Lewis, Judy Lewis, and Robert Foster.
And she was also sister-in-law to Hollywood costume and wardrobe designer Jane Lewis.
That's one nice-sized Hollywood family.
What did I do with that button? Oh, here it is on the ground.
Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe!
Here it is. Oh, darn it, that's not my button.
What is it?
It's an Indian arrowhead.
That's really cool. No, what are you doing?
I'm throwing it away. I'm looking for my historic button. That's some old Indian arrowhead.
Dave, but...
Maybe it was in the last place that we filmed our segue.
We'll be right back.
And I've got another aging tip for you. You know, when you get to be my age, you should always use valet parking. Because the valet's not going to forget where he parked your car. My car?
Name?
Grace.
Are you sure you have the right parking lot?
Weirdness thought of the week.
I have a theory that it's impossible to prove anything, but I can't prove it.
are now inside the mill, and here we're with Greg. Greg, exactly what is your title here? And
I'm the manager at Lanterman's Mill
and
chief cook and bottle washer.
So tell us a little bit about this amazing mill here.
This mill was built in 1845, and it's the third mill to sit on this property. The first mill was put in the 1700s, and it was put in by the surveyors for John Young, who founded Youngstown. And they had found this property when they were surveying it, and they wanted to put a mill in. That mill lasted until 1820, and then it either burned down, blew up, or was tore down. Nobody really knows. The next mill went in 1823, lasted until 1840, and went down the creek in a flood. And then this mill was built to last. It's 168 years old and still standing. So it was opened in 1845.
No floods taking this out. You're talking about how wide
the base of the building, the stone base is 10 foot wide at the base, and it tapers to 2 foot where it meets this level, which is where the wood structure starts.
And you were saying, how much of this was original?
About 75% of the building is still original.
That's
amazing. It's quite amazing for a 168-year-old building that much is original. The mill was initially started as a grist mill. At some point it was also a sawmill. And then after it was closed, there's rumors that there was counterfeiting here and bootlegging and unsubstantiated, but makes for good stories.
Now, the park acquired this when?
In 1892. The park district was formed in 1891. It's the first park district in the state of Ohio, and this was the first building they acquired in 1892.
And now it's fully restored.
Fully restored to a working grist mill. We grind cornmeal, whole wheat flour, buckwheat flour. Had a little trouble this year with the wheel. We had to work on it, but we hope to be grinding again next week.
You had a little bit of trouble with the rain too.
Yeah.
Without cooperation in that department.
Without rain, our dam doesn't really hold water well, so we need rain so that we can actually draw water into the mill to make it function, because it's completely water powered.
Well, why don't we go downstairs and see some of the work?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay, we're now down just below the main floor, and we have part of the gears and the belts here. What do we have?
We call this the gear floor. This is the machinery that actually drives the stones when we grind. These are the two vertical shafts go to each of our two mills. The belt drives both sides of it. They're operated by a clutch. And the shaft over on this side here comes all the way from the wheel and goes all the way to the attic, 9 stories tall. It drives machinery on every floor as it goes through.
And what all does it do on the other floors?
On 2 floors up, it drives the bolting machines, which is another word for sifting. That's how they would have sifted the flour. And then up in the attic, there's various gearing that it's driving. Back when this mill was first opened, it was fully automated. One man could operate this entire mill by himself. The flour came down, or the grain came down from the attic, was dumped into the hoppers, it was ground, and then it was carried back upstairs by little elevators, little cups, and then it was dumped down into the bolters and sifted, and then came back down to the main floor and was put in bags or barrels for distribution. So one man could run the whole mill, and amazing to think that in 1845 it was totally automated.
That's amazing. And they thought it was Henry Ford.
To build this building with no tools, no excavators, no dozers, no nails. Just amazing what they were able to accomplish back then.
Why don't we head downstairs to the next floor? That's where the water all takes place.
That's the heart of the mill.
Okay, we're down here now where everything happens. This is where the water comes in and moves the wheel, which powers everything. And exactly how does this work?
This is the heart of the mill, the wheel. On the far end down there that you can see where the stone wall is, we bring the water into the building. It initially goes into a bypass and then goes right back out of the building. When we're ready to run the wheel, we close that bypass, which is essentially a trap door. And then behind this wood gate that we're looking at, we let a head build up behind it, about 1 foot of water. And then we open that gate just a little bit, and down the penstock runs the water to run the wheel. It takes 15 gallons of water to get the wheel started, but after it's running, it only takes 3 gallons at a time to keep it spinning, which is not a lot of water. And both of those, both the wood gate and the bypass behind it, are controlled from the main floor. So once that outside gate was open that we looked at before, the miller could control all of that from the main floor. Like we were talking about, it's all automated. He never had to come down here at all.
That's absolutely amazing. It only takes, once it's going, 3 gallons of water.
3 gallons of water to keep it rolling.
And how big is that wheel?
The wheel is 14 foot tall and 6 foot wide, and it weighs 4 tons.
And 3 gallons of water.
3 gallons at a time once it's spinning. Yeah, we really don't pour a lot of water on. When we grind, we run a little more water because you want to spin it a little faster, you know, to make up for the power you're losing turning the stone. But normally we'll spin it just so people can see it turn, you know, even when we're not grinding.
And you still are grinding?
Yes, we still grind today.
And you do a lot, or you do it for show, or?
We sell it in the gift shop. We also wholesale it to a local farm market called White House Fruit Farms. And they sell quite a bit of it, actually.
Fantastic. Hey, I want to thank you so much for letting us in and showing us around. And now we're here with Linda. Linda, what do you do here at the park?
I'm the Development and Marketing Director, which means I do all the fundraising and I do the marketing and public relations, things like this.
So tell me a little bit about some general history of the park.
Facts. The park was founded in 1891 by Volney Rogers. He was a local attorney and he was a visionary really for that era. He was on horseback and discovered this gorge, actually where we're standing now, and wanted to have a place for the citizens of Youngstown to go where they could be refreshed, get clean air, relax, and have a real serene surroundings for them, because at the time Youngstown was very industrial, it was dirty, the steel mills were going full force, so he wanted a place where the citizens could come, take in nature and relax, and it was very unusual for that day and age. So he preserved the original 400 acres. It was Youngstown Township Park District for years and years. It was funded by a tax on the citizens of Youngstown. Well, as Youngstown shrunk, of course, the taxes were less and less. And in 1988, a levy was put on the ballot to create a metropolitan park district, which is county-wide now. It was passed, so January 1, 1989, we became a metropolitan park district funded by taxpayers in Mahoning County.
Now, how big is this park?
It's about 4,500 acres. We have lands. Mill Creek Park is the biggest piece at about 2,800, but we have nature preserves, natural areas, and we even have a park in Sebring now, which is in the western part of Mahoning County.
And how is that in relation to other parks in other cities?
You know, I'm not sure. I know, you know, Cleveland Metro Parks is huge. It circles the entire city of Cleveland. Mm-hmm. We used to be, I think people still say we're the second largest park in the country. We are no longer. That was somewhere back in the 20s, I think.
Okay.
But we were the first park district in the state of Ohio, and the legislation that was used to create the metropolitan park districts was some of the original language that Volney Rogers used back in the late 1800s when he created the park district designation.
And what kind of promotions do you do here?
We have just something for everybody, from kids programs, a lot of it's free, kids programs, family events. We have tours of the mill, we have Fellows Riverside Gardens, which is a free public garden. There's kayaking, there's hiking, there's classes, there's health and fitness things like yoga and Tai Chi, Pilates. I mean, it pretty much runs the gamut. We have coming up next weekend 2 big events. Our Sunset at the Farm, which is at the Metro Parks Farm in Canfield, an old-fashioned get on a horse hayride, experience life on a farm, to a brand new event Sunday called the Green Cathedral Half Marathon 5K. And that will be at the Wick Recreation Area, which is the area of the park where we have the most concentration of family and athletic activities.
Well, it sounds like there's something for everybody.
There really is.
You need to get down here to Mill Creek Parks. Call Linda if you don't know what to do. We won't put your phone number out.
Oh, that's okay. Visit our website, www.millcreekmetroparksworld.org, and you can sign up to get our calendar emailed to you every month, or just check out the online calendar and just see the real variety of things that we have here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, it looks like that's about all we have for our movie and for our show for this week.
And we'd like to thank the Mill Creek Metro Parks and its staff for allowing us to come to the mill today and grind out another show.
And of course, we'd like to thank Joe Perkins of Perkins Communications and PTV for coming down to join us in the shoot today.
Speaking of Joe Perkins, Dave, here he comes.
They say he's still ahead of the pack, too.
Get Joe! Get Joe! Get Joe!
I can't run anymore. Hold on, everybody. Hold on a second.
What is it?
I want you to meet somebody. See, this right here, this is David Perkins.
So?
So, he's actually Joe's son, and he's the guy that actually decided to put the Weirdness Really Bad movies on the TV.
Get David! Get David! Get David! Get David! Get David!
There you go.
Thanks, Dave. Really owe you one.
No problem.
I think your son really owes him one, too.
Help! Be with you in a minute, son.
And we'll see you the next time on the Weirdness Really Bad movie.
Help!
Oh, you so-and-so, you little so-and-so, look what you've done to me. You're almost twice as bad as who's this again? I ought to take you out. And how have you been? You this and that. You've got me, you know why. Is that the way to be? The Greeks have words for almost everything I know, but you little so-and-so.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap. Let's get things packed up and out of here.
Hey, Dave. Really want to thank you for helping me out with our crowd. Appreciate it.
No problem, Joe.
Tell you what, if there's anything you need, just let me know, all right?
Anything? Hey, how about putting this on for another extra night?
What, are you nuts?
Lisa, and welcome to another... I'm sorry. Oh, okay, you ready? Hi, I'm Lisa.
See, our program's only 4:3, not the 6:9, which means she always needs a wide shot of me.
I don't like wide shots.
That's the problem here. Well, it looks like that's about all the time.
Until she gives you the... Hey, welcome back from our 1934 movie, Sons of Steel.
Wait a second, wait.
What are they doing?
So today we find ourselves here at this historic Lanterns Mill at Mill Creek Park in Youngstown.
Lanterman's.
I'm sorry, I said Lanterns. Sorry. Don't fall.
Okay, it's on. Well, it looks like that wraps up all we have. Blah, 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 blah.
I'll bet he did. Dave, I forgot. I totally screwed up. I'll bet he did, but I was supposed to say, tell me this, Dave, what did Indian T button for? I was about to say, show me the button.
Careful when you come through here so that you don't trip over this like I've been tripping over it. Yeah.
Joe!
That would be great. Joe will be right there.
Come on through.
You're fine. Come on.
Come on. Well, it looks like we're about to wrap up our 1934 movie. Radio. That's how I work in radio. Okay.
Here we go.
Up from the top.